Hello everyone in comic book writing class. I will be discussing a comic book today as is part of the assignment. So, let's get into it. I will be going down a list of points, very um, specific questions that were asked about this comic book that I will address today. So the comic book that I'm going to be talking about is called The Woods, and the creative team, going down the list, created and written by James Tynion IV, illustrator Michael Dialnes. Sorry, I am butchering these names. The colorer Joson Gonzalez. The letterer Ed Dukeshire. The cover is also by Michael Dialnes. Sorry. Designer Scott Newman and editor assistant editor Jasmine Amari, and editor Eric Harburn. So those are the people that worked on it. The publisher is Boom Studios, and the length of the comic book is 111 pages. So those are like the bare bones of the comic, just like the skeleton, so we can kind of work with that. So it is a genuine graphic novel. It is a part of a series. I forget how many are in the series, but it's not a compilation, it's not an anthology, it is a pro bono comic book, graphic novel, because it is over 64 pages. So there's a question of where the acts occur, the page numbers, and where it fits into the model of the three-act structure. I noticed that Act 1 began around page 18, and that's because I noticed that the first act was set up with the Ordinary World, which is a prep school in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It is called... I have the name somewhere else. It's a preparatory high school in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's the Ordinary World. And then the Ordinary World is then transformed. It's completely obliterated in their sense. The whole school is sent to a new planet, which is witnessed on like I believe it is page 12, when they open the school doors and they cannot recognize anything. And I will show you that. When an explosion happens, and it is actually a very good splash page because it just shows you. This is not Act 1, but this is kind of like the inciting incident that says, like, hey, we're not in our own world anymore, you know? And then Act 1, actually, the acts are split up into chapters, which I thought was pretty cool. Also very easier for me. This is the chapter 2, and this is when Act 2 starts. So, I thought that was very convenient for my purposes. So, it's organized in a nice way to where I could tell. The characters were set up. We have about 6 teenage characters. The names are Karen, Adrian, Calder, Ben, Isaac, and Samani. Sorry, I'm butchering her name. She's Asian. Anyways, Karen's like the main protagonist, and all the other characters, they do have character arcs, but hers is the one that we focus on the most. Her character development is the one that's strengthened the most. So, she is at the start, before the ending of Act 1, she starts out as, oh, I don't know what college I want to go to. And at the end of Act 1, she's all like, after all this crazy stuff goes down at the school, they're in a different planet, monsters are attacking the school, and crazy stuff like that. She wants to follow this guy, Adrian, who's like, he takes charge, and he sees this obelisk thing, and it's kind of calling to him in like a magical way, and he like feels it, that he needs to follow wherever this obelisk is pointing, and she wants to go with him because her main thing, her character arc is, she wants purpose, she wants a direction to go in, and this is the one that she wants. Like, she wants to help him set things right and go back home. So that's her main thing. Adrian, he's kind of, it's mixed as to what exactly he wants, because it's a mystery on his end. We don't know what exactly he wants, but we know that he wants to follow this obelisk and see what's going on. So he knows something that the audience doesn't and the other characters don't. So that's pretty interesting. Act 2 begins with chapter 2 and finishes around like the third chapter. There's about 4 chapters, and basically what it is, it's the split point of views, or POVs, between Karen, Adrian, and another character, Maria. Yes, Maria. And Maria is the student council member. What she wants to do is that she wants to bring back stability. She wants to take charge, but in a different way than Adrian does. She wants to make sure all the students are able to, like, survive. She wants everyone basically to survive. Adrian doesn't necessarily want that. He wants to figure out what this mystical thing is doing. And Maria, she's like, okay, where's the food? Where's the water? You adults aren't doing anything right. You're just arguing. Let's go. Let's dig a latrine type stuff. So that's what Maria wants. That is basically the middle. That is Act 2. There's an uprising that happens during this whole thing. Basically what happens is that the principal hires somebody to help out. Well, not hires, but like the gym teacher is like, I want to take control of these kids, and he takes way too much control of the kids, and it turns into a whole totalitarian mess. And then Act 3 finishes, it's the last chapter, basically, and I'm not going to give too much away, but like the ending shows a beautiful splash page. I don't want to show that either, because it's spoiler territory. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But it suggests that people have been there for a really long time, and they could be there forever. Who knows? So I'm trying to go with this pretty quickly. So I told you about the story and the supporting characters and what they want. I feel like Act 2 supports this goal, because they're basically continuing on with what they're doing until the end of Act 3. So yeah, I talked about whose story is it, what is the goal. I talked about that. So next we will talk about, do the characters have a solid character arc? I think Karen has a solid character arc. Karen and Maria have the most dramatic character changes. Karen confronts her own issues of feeling the need for purpose, and near the end of the third act, she realizes that there is like a lot of life choices that she has to make, and she knows that she doesn't know what to do, but she knows that she wants to take control of that. Maria, on the other hand, she has a pretty solid character arc, but like it's in a different direction. She knows what she wants. She already has that, but also she wants to become a revolutionary for like what's going on with the school, and kind of at the end she has a moment with the person that she's been fighting with this whole time, the principal, and I don't want to spoil anything, but something happens to him, and she has a discussion with him, and he says like, he tells her that don't be too like headstrong, don't put the world on your shoulders, you're too young, he says. And I thought that was really interesting, because there's like a scene with her in it, and it's just a good scene. So I'm trying to go through this quick. Does the story establish and have effective transitions? Do the readers know where and when they are? I think it's really obvious. Like in the first couple of pages, you automatically see. I will show you where you are. It says Bay Point Preparatory High School, Milwaukee. That's the name of the school right there in that caption. So you know where you're at. It's a high school. It's pretty obvious. There's like lockers. They're younger looking. We have that going on. We know where that is. And then after the setting changes with the panel that I showed you, that shows, hey, where are we at? This one, it's just beautiful looking. I just think it's amazing. That's the one that says, oh, we're not in Kansas anymore type thing. So that's where you can the writers and the illustrators clearly marked what where they were. So, um, does the story make use of the page as a mini comic idea? Does it work effectively? There was one, I think overall it did, but there was just one. Let me go to it. One page that did it really well. That's like a perfect example of the beginning, middle, event of the mini comic. So right here, they're in the woods. I'm not gonna give too much away, but they're like sleeping. They're trying to catch a break because it was like a crazy day for them. And as you can see, there's like a giant bug going on. That's character Ben in the second and third panels. And then you can see he's about to get bit by a crazy looking bug, and then Calder's in the background. He comes and then he like swats the bug and he says like, hey man, you can go back to sleep. That's like perfect beginning, middle, and end, because you literally have a new setting for the scene, and then the middle is like him about to get like bit by the bug, and then he gets saved by Calder, which is the end of that scene. So I think that's like I think that's a perfect example. There's a lot of those in there, but I think that's the best example, like out of all of them. It makes good use of directional flow. I noticed like this. The ones with a lot of captions, you can see that like it starts in that backwards Z pattern that you can see like right there. Whoop. So I think all the pages do that, or at least at the very least most of them do that. Do I recommend this to my classmates? Yes, it is a good book. That is why I did not spoil it. Do I recommend it to my friends? I have a lot of different kinds of friends, so some of them yes, some of them no. So, fun fact, there are 4 LGBT characters in this, and that is my presentation because it's 12 minutes.